What up? What up? Good morning, y'all. It's your boy ARP. Welcome back to the Sorry is True podcast. I see the title, man. Hitman Holla reacts to unwelcome guests at his event. We're gonna get into it. I'm gonna speak on four concepts that I think are real important to paint some of the backstory, as well as some of the things that we need to pay attention to as we discuss then later on Uncle Ra, media. That was some of the stuff that Holla spoke about in the spaces, as well as the clown guy, right? So before I get into once again media, Uncle Ra, and the clown, I want to talk about concepts before that, just to make sure that we're on the same page and we see where some of this might be coming from. Uh, Another thing too, people, these lives and these topics and the channel, the podcast, man. Thank you once again, people. Thank you so much. I'm getting the DMs. I got a DM the other day from Germany. I'm even gonna shout y'all out real quick if I could find it. I got a DM from Germany. Folks talking about they want to send me some merch. Soul over gold, right? I got some other folks that's sending me some merch. Let me shout y'all out to All Flavor Network. Shout out to y'all. All these DMs, all these comments. My boy L Dot that I spoke about on the channel multiple times. He DM'd me 2 days ago. And what does he tell me? He said, "Man, I need to come rock with you before all these corporate entities take over your podcast and you're not rocking with us anymore." Yeah, I had to remind him, like, you grew up with me, man. Like, never. He never changes, this guy. He's never gonna change. But I say that to say, man, that when I see people like, yo, you're my favorite podcast, you're my most watched podcast, you're the best podcast. I'm just like, how, man? Like, it's incredible feedback. And thank you. Thank you to the members. Thank you to the mods. Thank you to the chat. Thank you to every new person that we come across your table. I appreciate y'all. Like, comment, subscribe if you'd like. I appreciate y'all. Share the video if you like. I got to do more uploads because I'm ramping up so much. I can't keep up with myself over here. My work ethic is that. Y'all know me the same way. RBE, brick by brick. Same thing for Sorry is True podcast. So if you have a problem with this podcast, buckle up. Because the same way you had a problem with me coming in for RBE, it's going to be the same problem I'm going to give you and the same headache I'm going to give you for Sorry is True podcast if you got an issue with me. So the lives 9 times out of 10 will be in the mornings. I love 6 a.m. Okay. Obviously, we're here 6 a.m. right now. After that, if I gotta cover topics the same day, they're probably gonna be uploads, right? I'm gonna upload another topic this afternoon. So keep an eye out, people. All right, now that that's said, um, since we're here for this topic, let's make sure that I cover what's even more important than this topic, which is my man Holla got an event coming up, right? And let's pull up the flyer once again. What do we got? April 5th. It's going down in Atlanta. One night stand. Hitman versus Miss Hustle. New Jersey Twerk versus Vixen. Av versus Shayna Ashley. Shotgun Suge versus E Hawk. Gorilla Monsoon versus Eon Moore. I'm going to do a prediction video to this later on. I might wait until after I see the face-offs because Holla's doing pre-face-offs for this card. I can't wait to see, like, Twerk and Vixen in the face-off. Shayna Ashley is gonna kick Av's ass in the face-off. Av make me wrong. E Hart's gonna kick Suge's ass in the face off. Suge make me wrong. And I got Hustle over Holla in the face off too. Holla make me wrong. Free face offs on the way, y'all. But when we get around that time too, I wanna sit down with Hustle, man. I wanna sit down with Holla. I wanna rock with a couple people, ask a couple questions. But there's a lot on the way for y'all. So yeah, if you don't got your tickets, go get them right now. I think there's like 2 booths left, which is wild. Like, this guy just keeps selling, man. He just keeps selling. But there's like 2 booths left. And then, of course, the regular tickets, general admission to be in the building. Go get them, right? And, of course, pay-per-view if you're not going to be in the building. All right. Let's walk down this topic. Thank you, mods and members and chat. These 4 concepts that I got to walk through to make sure we paint this picture properly first. The first one I want to get into is an old story. I want to get into an old story for those that go all the way back to the RBE sandbox with me. It's going to involve Steams. Okay. Now, if you remember the old controversy I had like literally 10 years ago involving myself, Steams, and Queen's Flip, right? Let's go back to that and let's watch some of what was being discussed.
Not that I have a problem with ARP, but the fact is, even if I did, I'm coming to these events. I'm going to pay my money to get in because y'all battling.
And the last one for the disrespected chapter. Even if I had a problem with ARP, I'd be at his events. Let me tell you something, man. Y'all know why I'm so cool? Because I'm just a confident, everyday, regular nigga. I done a lot of this shit that these motherfuckers be rapping about. So I'm comfortable in my own skin. You know what I'm saying? I never claimed to be no street nigga, but I ain't no fucking sucker. Let me tell you something about an RBE event. That's my shit. That shot this shit. You know what I'm saying? You know what that means? It's like your birthday party. You ain't Debo, my nigga. Who was you talking to, my nigga? If somebody came to an RBE event that we didn't want there, you know what would happen? You know what would happen?
All right, take it off. Take it off. It's too much. That's literally a 10-year-old video. It's got like 87,000 views. Hold on before I get into that topic. Number one, I'm proud to rewatch a 10-year-old video of myself and see the consistency of me saying things like, I ain't no street nigga. I love seeing consistency with people like in the mirror of shit like that. Number two, I'm proud to look at a video like that and say, damn, I'm glad I continue to evolve and calm down. Who I am as a man, what I represent, what I stand up or stand on for is consistent, but calm down. Like, there's too much energy in that video. I will say that. Like calm down. Like, but that's a younger ARP. And then also I will say, Steams. Shout out to Steams. It's very pussy, it's very corny, it's very lame that when you have interactions with somebody face to face and you have a certain understanding, and then you get on camera when you're not around those people and you give a different energy. Steams and I have had a face to face regarding some of that energy that he and I had for each other. And after that, I have nothing ever to say about your name. I have nothing to put on you. I never would, oh, you this, because that's lame, that's pussy, that's corny, that's not genuine. Use a clown if you do shit like that. When you have face-to-face interactions and you have an understanding, and then you go back on camera and you pull the fuck shit, you are a coward and a clown. So for that, I will never disrespect Steams again because we saw each other face to face and we discussed this. And shout out to Steams. So I wanted to say that shout out to Steams before I get into this Steam story, right? After those videos were going back and forth, right? Everybody knows me and Flip, when we crossed paths in Toronto, we actually fought behind all of this shit, right? Me and Steams crossed paths too. Where did we cross paths? At an RBE event. Bold motherfucker. So here's how it happened. The event's running. It's a little earlier in the event, but the event is going. There's still some people in the building. We're in Club Drama in Manhattan. And I came outside looking for somebody by myself. I came outside. I must have been looking for a battler to go on stage. Or I was looking for some, I don't know. I got about, I don't want to exaggerate, maybe like 10, 15 people inside with me by this point. Like I'm talking about like people that's with me, like on some Staten Island RBE shit. Probably like 10 or 15 people, like nothing crazy, right? Everybody's inside. I'm literally outside by myself. As I'm looking for whoever I'm looking for, I look up the block. I see Steams. I see he's with NHB Mills. He might have been with your boy Clip, because your boy Clip, I think, was on that card that day, right? There's like 3 or 4 people up the block, but I see Steams. I'm not, it's just me. I don't turn back inside and say, yo, everybody, one of these guys I'm going back and forth with is outside. I don't do that. I don't pick up my phone, nothing. I beeline up the block by myself to Steams. NHB Mills is there and these other people. And I walk right up to Steams and I say, you here to debo me? And he says, nah, man. Like, it's just, and I tried to keep the conversation like short, like right there, because the more interactions, either I or he could say something that'll derail us. It's like I asked that question to pretty much lay over what he was saying in his blog. Like, I don't give a fuck about ARP. If my brothers like Show Off and Boom is on the card, if I want to come to these events, I'm coming. So that's a Debo to me. So that's why I said that to him. You here to Debo me? Right? And he said, nah, man, you know, but, and I was just like, shook hands, dropped it right there, walked back into the building. That's how you get footage of, it might have been your boy Clip versus Focus, but the old RBE battles, if you look at the intros, we had the battlers that were on the stage or that was rapping. We took them upstairs in the green room and we had them do like pre-warm-up footage. And you see your boy Clip, like he's battling, he's doing his warm-up footage, and you see Steams sitting in the background. I told your boy Clip, tell Steams to come up here and join you to be in the footage. And to me, that was all symbolism that whatever you know, people, we must be okay now because here we are on camera together. Okay. So just a little backstory of how people look at their events. I said it in that video. I believe in it today. I believe in it for Holla. I believe in it for any league. When Hollow, not Holla, Hollow the Don is, I think it's in the Ill Will battle. And when he says the bar is like, it's something you'll never see, like ARP showing up to a URL event 30 deep. And we all laugh. But we know what that means, right? We all know what that means. Like, why would Hollow rap that, right? It's also indicative of the story I just told you with me and Steams. It's also indicative of Holla's event, URL's event, King of the Dots event, Bullpen, Battle Academy, Riot, TV, whoever. Your event, yes, it's publicly sold. There's public tickets on sale. But the host, the owner of that league, that becomes your house for that night. It's your space. You're operating there. You're conducting business there. You've rented it out. You have the liability of, or some of the liabilities, along with maybe the venue for that particular day. You put all this money into it. You promote it. It's your situation. It's yours, right? It's to be treated like your house. People are supposed to come in there and show a certain amount of respect to the league. And the league is supposed to also feel a way towards their guests. You got guest lists. Who do I want here? Who do I not want here? Who's not allowed here? Who's getting free entry? Who gets a media pass? Who's allowed to walk in with their backpack, their book bag? Who's allowed to walk in without getting patted down? Because it's your house and you have different levels of relationship, different levels of trust, different levels of support. Okay. So 10 years ago, fast forward 2025, I'm still consistent with that. All right. Number two, this is some of the reason why I really fuck with Holla, man. Number two, his principles that he carries, it's a man of respect. Number two concept, it's not always about money to certain people. Money comes in different forms. Money could come in a form of you supporting me, you promoting me, you covering my event. You do a video about my event. It might send me a ticket or two. It might send me a pay-per-view or two or a VOD or two, right? Now, we all know that content generates money. No blogger does this without the intentions of making money. No media covers these events without the intention of making money. They go into their pocket, they buy a flight, a hotel, maybe a rental car, maybe even a ticket to the event with the intentions of shooting and making their money back. That is the scenario. Some relationships are bigger than others, some aren't. But when it comes to the money factor, not everybody cares about your coverage because the principles behind the relationship that they think these two people have comes first. And it's supposed to. It's not, I don't like you, but you could help me make another $400. So let me like you for the event or like you for today. Who raised you? Who does that? Well, unfortunately, there are a lot of people that think like that, which is why I'm walking through these concepts. And I'm not pointing any fingers about these particular concepts yet. This is more so if the shoe fits, wear it type shit. Generally speaking, for the moment. Okay? Actually, let me go off general. Let me go direct for one point before I even get to the clown. Like, you're not posting flyers. And what the fuck does your tweet do? I'm not going to post your flyer. Keep your fucking tweet. But money doesn't move everybody. Everybody wants their money. Everybody wants their investment, but not everybody's going to put a dollar in front of their principles and morals. And when you bump into those people, you're actually supposed to respect that more. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the coverage. Thank you for the additional tickets or streams you might be able to help me sell, but no thank you. Damn, I respect that. Who doesn't? Y'all don't respect it? Okay, let me move on to the third concept. Support, right? We hear the word support. Here's something that we don't continue that word with. Support also protects. Support protects. If somebody looks me in my eyes a million times and says, I support you, I support you, I support you, I support you, I would scratch my head if I felt that you did something that didn't protect me. For example, I support you, I support you, I support you, I support you, I support you. I support your league. I love your league. I want your league to keep going. I love your event. I love your matchups. I love this card you got coming. I support it. 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 Now, the moment, let's say, Ill Will does a bar that says, no, fuck the bar. Let me use the actual 15 minutes of fame. Let's say 15 minutes of fame, I'm doing an interview with them, and I put my head down, and I come up, and I go like this. Motherfuckers be like, yo, you're a fucking cokehead, right? And then let's say the same blog or the same media says, I support, I support, I support, I support, uploads that footage and captions it. People question if ARP is a cokehead or whatever. You didn't protect me with that upload. Or I'll use a better one. I get into it at my event off event grounds. Like, let's say I had a face-off or something in the front of a hotel, and you upload that footage. Hitman Holla is spazzes on a bunch of fans or a bunch of battlers, and the gangs are about to go up. I'm talking about the footage of like when Geechee's camp and Holla's camp, they had like a little disagreement or whatever, and there's cameras all, and you upload it, and the title, and it looks bad for me, right? You didn't protect me. But later on, you're gonna tell me that you support me. Ra, I'm not at you right there. I'm just using it as an example, Ra. I'm just using that as an example. But I gotta use some of these real world examples, or else ARP's just making shit up, right? Real support also protects. There is a fine line of you cutting on your camera and keeping it real. Yeah. And people want every dollar, which is why they don't want to skip certain topics. That's why I always told you, if I have one of these people that I claim to be my friend or that I really, really fuck with, if they down and out, I don't want the topic. When Math is going through what he's going through with his girl and what's that big blogger's name, podcast name, whatever his name, Hassan Campbell and all that type of shit, I see it. There's not one video of coverage on here because I tell Math, you my guy. And then I turn you into content and I don't protect you to say like, oh, everybody else is talking about it. That's an out that everybody always uses. Everybody, I'm not the one that started it. I'm not the one that uploaded it first. I'm not the one that said it. I'm speaking on what you guys are already speaking on. Bullshit. I hate that. That's such a weak excuse for people to use. It's not even no high level character excuse for people to use. I'm worried about you, motherfucker, the person that says that they support me. I don't care about this. I'm worried about you. But it's on World Star and Vlad. That's $1 million. I'm worried about you. You uploaded it though. ARP, you did the topic talking about me and my wife. I thought we was friends. Me as a man, ARP, I can't look in the mirror and do shit like that. Some of y'all can. Some of y'all can. And then you got to remember, when you apply those type of principles and morals that are rare, pun fucking intended, when you apply those morals and principles, those people every once in a while, they're going to reveal themselves and show you it's not about your money or your alleged support. I don't want it. Thank you, but no thank you. That's actually to be respected. Okay. After the support also protects, I want to get into now directly Uncle Ra. Shout out to Uncle Ra. Here's the thing about Uncle Ra. Uncle Ra is respected within this culture. He's earned his keep. He's done a lot for this culture. He's he's added a lot to this culture. He supported a lot of people. He's put money in pockets. He's also put a lot of money in his own pocket behind this. He's put people on. He's done shows with people. He's helped people out. There's no taking. It's bitch shit to fucking try to act like. I don't care whether I like you or not. I'm never gonna try to discredit somebody's legacy. You know what I'm saying? I said on a prior stream, I said not being able to give credit where credit is actually deserved. It's a sign of jealousy. It's a sign of hate. It's a sign of a weak character trait, right? I don't have to like you or fuck with you, but the timeline of what you did in hip hop says, oh no, he did that shit. Salute. Oh no, I don't fuck with them. They don't fuck with me. Summer Madness, can't say nothing. No, can't say nothing. What they did, can't say. I still to today, I say URL is number one. There you go. Because you don't fraud, or else you're a fraud yourself. You want to talk about other shit? Oh yeah, I'm gonna be justified in what I say. But as far as somebody's legacy, and the same thing applies to Uncle Rob, man. There's no denying his battle rap legacy and what he has done. It doesn't always make Uncle Rob correct in every scenario. And I say that with the utmost respect because I've had these conversations behind the scenes. But now that all of this is going public, like Rod did a video and Holla addressed it and reacted in spaces, etc. Okay, cool. So everybody's public with it. I'm going to use that excuse. Cool. But real shit. Here's the thing about Uncle Rod not being welcome, right? First of all, my first question is why would somebody want to be at any location where they're not welcome? Now, for anybody that thinks that's gray, we just had a situation between these two folks, Hitman Holla and Uncle Ra, right? At the last event by Bags and Bodies, right? Hitman explained himself. Uncle Rob put out a video before that. The whole world listened. If I'm Uncle Rob, me personally, ARP, when you do your next event, I say, fuck your event. I don't say it publicly, but I'm not trying to be there because of my experience or what from my perspective, happened from the last. I say, fuck your event. Like when you have that type of situation or interaction or energy between Hitman and Uncle Ra, and then you guys have never had a phone conversation or face-to-face or whatever to squash all of that, and then your attention when a next event pops up is to buy a ticket and I'm trying to see what's up with the next. You know what you're showing Holla? You're showing Holla that it's not about whether this is my house or whether me and you rock with each other or not. You're showing me that it's about business for you, which is totally fine. Business is business because there's different levels to these relationships, right? And another indication of that was in the midst of their altercation, or I shouldn't say their altercation, their disagreement at the Power Moves event, when Hitman is asking him like, yo, what are you shooting for? And Roz says, I'm doing my job, right? When you say that, when that's your answer, that's a negation of the surrounding factors, i.e., this is a Bags and Bodies event, i.e., this battle is on the card, that battle is on the card, or whatever. I'm doing my job. You're making it individualized, right? Once again, no problem with that because a lot of us count on the hip hop is reals and the 15 minutes of fames of the world to go out there and get this type of exclusive footage for us, right? But that's really what happens. It's like you're showing me that you want to be here not because you fuck with me or because we rock or we have good energy, but because you just want to do your job. But that's why I opened up with my Steam story. Is also the factor of your job happens to be on my time, right? And I'm saying thank you, but no thank you. So people, don't force yourselves around each other. Don't, there's no ego. There shouldn't be. There shouldn't be any ego on not going somewhere where you are not 100% welcomed, right? I grew. I did that plenty of times when I was young. When I sounded the way I sounded on that early blog, I did that plenty of times back then. Because when if I'm going somewhere that I know for sure I'm not welcome, I'm either trying to provoke or test the people that I know that are there, or I'm coming for smoke, One or the other. And we a bunch of us has done that before. Sometimes it'd be pure ego. They there, we there too. Let's see what these niggas is really talking about. And of course, that's not the energy of Uncle Rob and Hitman, but the principles of it still applies, which is just like, damn, are you here to debo me? Right? Like, what the fuck? The money of it. The money, you know what? I'm gonna save the money aspect and the business aspect of it for when I get to the media topic, which is why knowledge is also in the thumbnail. I'll save that for a second. I also mentioned that these relationships are different. Some of these people have never gotten to a level of higher rapport. Like, let's say me and Uncle Ra, right? Uncle Ra, he had some footage from the Power Moves event, right? And I had some people with me that was in the background to some of his footage, and my people saw the footage and they didn't want to be in the footage, right? For their own personal reasons. They didn't want to be in the footage. They was like, yo, I'm just walking through the parking lot. What the fuck? Like, they didn't want to be in the footage. And we called Uncle Ron three-way. I said, yo, Rod, my man, you know, he got some other stuff going on, man. Like, he don't want to be in the footage, homie. Can you take that down? Uncle Rod did the right thing, man. Actually, he blurred it out. So it's like everybody gets a win out of it. My homie gets respected. And I'm putting that call in. And Ross still gets to keep up his footage. And if you guys see the Power Moves video, the title of it is something like ARP reacts to Hitman and Geechee, whatever. And you see it's all blurred. And there's probably comments in the video. Why is it blurred? This is why it's blurred. Okay. I had a homie with me that didn't want to be on camera for his own reasons. And that's like the type of rapport that me and Ra have. On the flip side, I could give an example that's in the opposite direction. RBE, myself, and Quarter Lab, we got on our shit because we're in a content world, and you also see RBE uploading a lot of our classic clips. And this is why there's some of the debate online of people like on Twitter with some of these accounts that just, you know, they take the footage, they put it up, they promote it. And this is going to tie into some of my later talk with the media as well. Stay with me, people. And myself and Quarter Lab, we went and hit like some of our biggest search stuff. Like, for example, Hitman versus Cassidy. If you had a Hitman versus Cassidy video with footage in it, we hit it on YouTube. You want to know one of the videos that got hit? One of Uncle Rod's videos. Uncle Rod calls me. Yo, man, I think it's literally the biggest video on his channel. He calls me. Yo, what's going on? Blah, blah, blah. I said, yeah, that was me. I owned it. I said, that was me. But your Uncle Rod and 15 Minutes of Fame, and me and you have that level of rapport and relationship. Don't worry, I got you. Yo, Quarter Lab, put that back up for them. All them other shits that you hitting, keep attacking. Because it's not like the type of content like an interview. Like if I do a live and I play like, oh, this is Blue Da Vinci talking about Big Meech. Like these moments live kind of within the moment. Something like battle rap gets replayed years later. They're still playing 10-year-old battles, right? So it's different. So we're trying to be careful with some of that stuff because, yes, it does detract from RBE, but that's our rapport. Rod and Hitman don't have that type of rapport, right? Here's one thing that I don't think Hitman really broke down because even Rod scratches his head. Like, yo, where did me and Hitman fall out? I had this conversation with Rod. Like, I literally tried to explain some of this. Well, I shouldn't say try. I did. He understood where I was coming from. I explained some of this to Rod. Where does this come from? Like, why is Hitman just waking up one morning and say, I don't fuck with you? No. There's been interviews and there's been things in the past where a man like Holla that stands the way he stands, where it's just like, if you fuck with me, you fuck with me. If you support me, you protect me. This is why I laid out some of those earlier concepts, people, because follow me. This is why, because it's like, why are you laughing in this interview right here when I'm being discussed? Why are you alley-ooping this type of question to this person that you know is already going to talk bad about me? Why are you emphasizing this point right here? Why are you wording this like that? It's subtle. but it's 100% clear to people that pay attention, especially if you're on the receiving end of the shit. It's like, damn, right? Some people will say media is media. What do you want media to do? But there is a difference, right? There's a difference between somebody saying, hey, man, give me your thoughts. The only thing that the media person said was totally unbiased, right? Then you got the media behind the camera that goes a step further. They insert some of their opinions, right? They ask leading questions. They alley-oop in certain ways. They have their own personal biases, likes and dislikes in relationships as well. And you could pick up on it, right? You got that level. Then you got the third level where media actually steps out of media. They come from behind the camera and they do all out interviews. You know how many times I've watched a Vlad interview and I could say, oh, he just used this example because he don't fuck with that person. He used this example, this opportunity to trash him, right? And media does it too. We're all human. Let's not act like it is, because the footage is there. And this is some of the things that Hitman sees. And he's like, damn, all right, you don't really fuck with me at that level. So I don't want you around me. And all these people are entitled to that. It's like when you make your bed, you lay in it, right? So that's where some of the original shit comes from with Ryan Holla. And they just never got right since then, but they don't necessarily have to. Some people will say, like, I'm cool forever. It's not about the money. I feel a way about our differences of how we move, and I'd rather not be around each other. And niggas is entitled to that. So that's the raw thing. As far as the clown thing, or the clown guy, right? His segment is going to be much shorter, because this is one thing I don't understand. There's two things I don't understand. I understand them, but I'm acting like I'm fucking like I don't understand them. You got the opportunists of the world. Like, this is literally one of the biggest opportunists in the culture. This is a guy that has been on my phone trashing URL or saying, I want to join RBE, or texting me that I have the text messages, or on phone calls with other people talking about, like, yeah, you know, that kings and queens, like, shit, and trying to figure out ways that, like, as an opportunist, like, if you got the wave, or you got the opportunity or moment to let me get some light, I want to try to position myself within. It's very, very apparent, very clear. He's got extremely weak character traits. It's a compulsive liar. You know what I'm saying? And he's just not a good person. He's not a good human being. His own friends called me and say, yo, why don't you expose him? It was like a couple months ago, his own friends called me and say, why don't you expose him? I'm like, I'm trying to get older, man. I really tried not to have the time anymore. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just all in all, overall, there's not too many people in the culture that I literally would just say, just overall, not a good person, not a good human being, not a good man, period. And I got so much proof behind it. And so does a culture. It's just like, so your tweet does nothing for Hitman. You already had things where you stood against, take ARP out of the equation for a second. I'll come to me in a second, and give me a minute. Take me off the table. You've already had situations where you played with his name, or you threw certain energy in his direction that was counterproductive. Why? Because you wanted to wave a different flag for that moment. Why do their minds, why do their brains? It's because they're opportunists, and they don't even want to stand on this shit that they really stand on, because they're behind the scenes backstabbing the same people that they waving flags for. So I don't expect these type of people or clowns to actually stand on that type of shit, because they already showed it to me a million times what type of niggas these are. So you do that in Holla's direction, then you want to act like you're supporting him. How convenient. You could, your battle rap culture, right? You could support me before the ladies come, right? You fuck with the guys, right? Do you fuck with other leagues? No, but you claim you do, right? Like, you got problems with Rem? What anybody that does better than him, it's like that do good but don't do better than me type of nigga. Anybody that makes more noise, anybody he can't live through it. It's his character. He can't. He's a jealous nigga. It's a real jealous nigga. So Holla didn't forget, but you want to forget, because you don't stand on nothing permanently. Holla don't want to forget. No, stay over there. I'm cool. I'm cool on you. Was cool on me, right? So why you want to switch now? And then if we don't have this type of interaction, you show up. What do you want to do then? You want to switch up at your convenience to come get some camera time on stage? You know, stand up there and act like I'm associated to anything that involves the women. These are the clown behaviors, right? And I'm cool. I'm all the way over here retired because these are the people that y'all interact with on a daily basis. Get these niggas from around me. Get these clowns from around me. Literal clowns. Get these niggas from around me before shit go left. Get these niggas from around me. All right. Now, when you put me back in the conversation, these niggas claim to be like street niggas and shit, right? I'm the civilian. I ain't on shit. But these street, like, once again, where's your concepts of moving amongst men? Divide and conquer is for the weak. Anybody show me, any of my people show me that they willing to befriend, let's say somebody that claim they don't fuck with me, I'm supposed to spot them and got them, right? I'm supposed to put a certain type of tag on them, right? Money involved. If you show me that money can change how you stand with me or how I stand with you, it puts a tag on you. Fuck battle rap. This is just man shit. This is just man shit. Divide and conquer is only for the weak niggas. And this is why Hollow could rap those bars. Or, no, I'm not going over there. I'm not welcome. And they're not coming over here. Like, everybody just stay where they at. You don't fuck with people. You think it's a battle rap event, and that changes things. That just shows how non-street or how non-fucking comprehensive niggas' minds are. These are still humans. These are still real niggas. They're still real men. Battle rap involved or not. All right, just put all these people in the same place and no rapping happens. Philosophies still apply. Certain people don't rock with each other. And you want to know what the most mature thing to do? Holla expressed it in his space. The most mature thing to do when entities or people or gang or whatever don't rock with each other is to stay the fuck away from each other. You want to hear what's crazy? I'm not even going to be at one night stands. Holla knows I'm not going to be at one night stands. Yet he still said what he said. Because it's just, where's niggas' principle? Like, it kills me that I got to explain this. If you got to actually pick up a phone and say, I know I don't fuck with your friend, but like, divide and conquer is for the weak. Tell me nothing about these people behind me. I'm going to correct them if they're wrong. You're not separating us. Divide and conquer is for the weak. And you supposedly ain't missing out on nothing. You know how many events I haven't been to because I don't want to be around certain people? All right, so I missed out. I don't need the camera time. I don't need to act like, oh, I'm a part of this. I don't need to be an opportunist because I ain't got shit going on. So let me go ahead and sit here around the ladies or this particular what stupid ass room is like, oh, ARP is involved in bags and bodies. So let me go stand on stage for every event now to try to let that interpretation still remain afloat. No, ARP, that's not what you want. Go somewhere. It would apply to me. The same would apply to me. Go ahead, move along, move around. So niggas man shit ain't intact to me. Niggas characters is crazy. If you gotta ask, then you should already know. Let me get into media. There was a point made in Holla in his spaces about trying to learn from other league owners' mistakes. Smart man. There's nothing new under the sun. Each one teach one. URL is supposed to learn from 106 and Park and Grind Time and Lions Den and some of even from King of the Dot. King of the Dot is supposed to learn from URL because it's still similar timing regardless of who, whatever. That was in an old video. I'm supposed to learn from King of the Dot and URL. I'm supposed to see where they failed and where they succeeded. And I'm supposed to then present a product that has certain balances and differences and things to bring to the table. It's nothing new under the sun. And after me, you could say a bullpen or a Chrome 23 or bags and bodies or all these newer leagues that's going crazy right now, BMF league, all of this. Learn, be better than me. Be better than URL. Be better than Smack. Be better than Beasley. Be better than Chico. Be better than ARP. Be better than Organic. Be 10 times better than me. This is the type of shit that league owners are supposed to say. Be better than me. Because now it's yours. Everybody's going to have there's somebody that's younger than Holla that's going to come after Holla and got his shit together and knows how to move and learned and paid attention and been a student and possibly already been involved in the culture prior. Holla got 20 years in, whatever. If he makes the same mistakes that me or other leaders, he's a fucking idiot. And so it's smart to take these positions. And some of this applies to his perception on media coverage in certain respects. Does Holla respect media? 100% he does. But there's certain things that he sees devalues my product or hurts me or works against me. And he's looking to change those things for bags and bodies. Let's find a way where we could both get helped and nobody in the situation gets hurt. That's the point. Now, let me use this example right here. Let's go to 15 Minutes of Fame's channel. Once again, shout out to 15 Minutes of Fame. If I go to the popular videos section right here, right? Realize that Hitman Holla is involved in, what is it? 1, 2, 4. Hitman Holla is involved in 4 of the top 10 viewed videos on 15 Minutes of Fame. And that's assuming that the popular video section right here is laid out in the highest viewed videos from top to least. It's the same thing on my channel. That popular views playlist, it's not based on who I like or what event it is. It's based on view count, period. And it's just in order. He's got 4 in the top 10. Hitman versus Cassidy. This is a 3-minute and 30-second clip. It's 1.5 million views. Nigga Holla said 1 million views on Spaces. He's tripping. Don't leave off the 0.5. What's wrong with you? A lot of battlers will never drop a battle that got 500,000 views. Don't leave off that 500, Holla. You tripping. Number 4. You got same battle. You got Hitman versus Cassidy when Nick Cannon jumps out. It's almost 1 million, 918,000 views. So that's 1, 2, 3. The first spot, the 4th spot, and then if we go to the 5th spot, the 5th spot is 866,000 views. That's the 6th spot. Hitman versus Bill Collector face off. Now me, this is where I start talking about rapport, and this is when I start talking about leagues in different respects working with each other and trying to support each other. This whole face-off is on this channel because I said I green lighted. If you've been to some of my press conferences, you know that I say everybody's allowed to record, media, y'all allowed to upload the face-offs. It's all good. Does that take away from some of my views on my channel? Yes. Could I, instead of making $10,000, I made maybe 7 or 8? Yeah, maybe. But for me, I always said, not only do I get to rock with the media, but the sprawl effect is the night before. Everybody eat. Go ahead. Even fans in the crowd that I don't know, go ahead. You could go live for this stuff. The event, different story. But press conference, everybody go ahead. Let's move. Let's promote. Let's go. All right. So that's number 6, and that's why the whole face-off is up there. Number 10 is Cassidy talking about the Hitman face-off. Right? Cassidy addresses controversial face-off with Hitman Holla, 685. So Holla is involved in 4 of the top 10 highest viewed videos on the 15 Minutes of Fame channel. So I'm different than Hitman Holla. I'm a league owner, right? Hitman Holla is a battle rapper and a TV personality and a music, all that shit. So he's got to look at himself different than how I would look at myself. He's got to look at himself and say, okay, ARP did this, but that don't work for me. Because I could end up being a top 4 out of somebody's top 10 in viewership on their channel. And the thing is, I think we only talk about pay-per-view and VOD sometimes. That's not it. If you know Hitman Holla personally, hit him up and ask him how much his last YouTube check was. Maybe he'll tell you. Maybe he won't. Ask him. So when you remove the pay-per-view and the VOD, and this traces back to what I said earlier about how when RBE, myself, and Quarterlab went and hit everything that said Hitman versus Cassidy on YouTube, right? And Uncle Roz was swept up in there, and then he called me, and I said, "Oh my, I'll get that reinstated for you," and we put it back up, right, for him, right? Holla got to also look at it like it's not just the pay-per-view and the VOD. Some events, a lot of events, they don't make their money back from the event. They got to pay it forward. They got to get their money back from the footage that drops. There's controversy at times of like, what's the point of me buying a pay-per-view if 5-6 days later the battle's going to drop? You want to know why the battle dropped so fucking fast on YouTube? Because of all of the bootlegs that's happening. And then the league also says, this is my last opportunity to make some significant money. Your most significant money that you make from an event, 9 times out of 10 from a league, is the door money, the pay-per-view and VOD money, and the YouTube money, right? So if that's your top 3, if that's your top 3, and my door and my PPV/VOD didn't cover me, if I'm a little in the red, or if I want to make, I'm supposed to make a little bit more. Now I got this time window here where my product is hot. It's Shotgun Suge versus Easy the Block Captain. Everybody's talking about it. I know it's 2 weeks removed from the event, but shit, I need to drop this now and try to get 1 million views out of it and collect another X amount of dollars from the YouTube check on it. I deserve this money that I don't necessarily make. Y'all already bootlegging me. You know, like this is real. This is behind the scenes shit. League owners, if you don't get it, let me teach you now. This is one of the reasons, one of the main reasons why the fucking video got to drop so fast. Now, if the top 3 most significant areas where I'm going to get my money from, right? These clips are going up. 1.5 million, 900,000, 800,000. When somebody goes to YouTube and they type this into the search, Hitman versus Cassidy reaction, Hitman versus Cassidy recap, Hitman versus Cassidy, who won, whatever. And one of the first videos that come up is Uncle Roz, and he happens to have a good thumbnail and a good title. I'm clicking that 100 or 1.5 million times. I might not even make it to your YouTube video because I didn't saw this video. That's the nature of YouTube. That's the nature of browsing. We are all fielding human nature in these algorithms and search engines as businesses. So let me learn something. I ain't doing that what ARP did. That shit is a detraction from me. I support media. Media, you want to make money with me? Hey man, go ahead and I put an event together. I gave this person a $10,000 deposit. Now you could pull up on Rex or pull up on Mook and go interview them about their upcoming battle because I booked it and people are talking about it. Go make that money. Or fresh off of the stage, you got a camera in their face and post battle. People are interested in that. Make your money. It's all good. But that stage, damn, can I have something? Can I keep that? Holla's not wrong there. He's learning. This motherfucker is supposed to be a rendition of Smack, Beasley, Chico, ARP. He's supposed to be a because he already has the profile. He's been around. He's 20 years in. He can battle rap. He's a big draw. He has his own money. He put $100,000 down in front of fucking Geechee before the battle happened. Before the pay-per-view came in, he put $100,000 of his own money. He's financed. Now, how do I not allow what happened to these niggas happen to him? He's supposed to be a rendition of all these this shit that happened before him. Okay. Some people call Rakim the God MC. Did the God MC reach the levels of Jay-Z? No. oh my God, maybe y'all just don't get it. Or maybe some of y'all do. Shout out to the ones that do. But that's the only reason why I put knowledge in the thumbnail is to talk about media coverage in different respects. Right. And us understanding some of this, I think, adds to the conversation the proper way, because when a spaces happens and all we get is like, oh, this just sounds like an argument, then there's more to it. There's way more to it. And we got to pay attention to it. Yeah, a lot of us want the culture to continue and to survive. The leeches of the culture that want to just come stand on your stage, keep your tweet. You know what I'm saying? Media coverage that is counterproductive, it needs to stop. Or putting energies next to each other that aren't necessarily aligned, that's outside of battle rap. That's just man shit. Like, don't do it. Don't go over there. Like, okay, and you don't go over there. Like if Hitman pulls up to the 15 Minutes of Fame studio, he's a fucking character. He shouldn't do it. Right? So that's just what it is. There's a man element. There's a principles element. There's a morals element. There's a battle rap element. There's a one hand wash the other element. There's a fucking crab in a barrel element. There's a leech element. There's all these different elements within these situations. And if we're going to discuss them, let's discuss them all. That's all I'm saying.
Don't confuse silence with work ethic. I'm a boss, making decisions my first fetish. The verse cherished is perfect, that's a reverse blemish. I dropped it, connected the block, learn Tetris.
This is the Sorry True Podcast. Welcome to the house of. And shout out to the members.
Without, I think still got a gun.